Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am all in my hair cape because I am going to show you guys how I trim my hair at home. I asked you guys over on my Instagram if you guys would like to see a video like this, and the majority of you said yes. So I thought I would do this in a two-part series, show you guys how I trim my hair, and then also show you guys how I would go about doing a full head of highlights on myself. So I already did the front portion of my hair. I kind of do it in two segments because it's a long process. So I usually will like touch up here, and then later on I'll go and touch this up, and I do it in two parts. You could do it all together. If you haven't seen my quick root touch up and how I do the front of my hair, I will link that video here. You guys can check that out by clicking this little card with the eye. It'll take you right to the video. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that I am a trained cosmetologist and journeyman hairstylist. So if you guys are not trained or comfortable in any way with cutting your own hair, I do not suggest or promote cutting your own hair. I don't want to be held responsible for anybody doing something that they would regret. But if you are familiar with hair and you do want to just quickly give yourself a trim at home, this is how I do it for me. So I like a slight diagonal forward to my hair. So you can see when I spread it out, the front of my hair is just a little bit longer than the back. So what I do to achieve that is part my hair down the center so that you have a symmetrical cut. And then I will just put it in a low ponytail. And I'll show you guys, I'll turn around here. So I have it in a low ponytail. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I put it in a low ponytail, and then I just pull down directly down the center of my back. You don't want it veering off to one side or the other. You'll have a crooked haircut. Okay, and you also want to pull it down and keep it as close to your back as possible, so that you don't have long ends by the nape, and kind of like it'll give you weird layers. And then I just pull this up and just kind of see what I have going on here. And then this is what we're just going to take and texture cut into. And I have always loved dry cutting. I love dry cutting. It was my favorite thing when I was in the salon. So this is why I do this, because I feel like you get more texture. I really love a nice deep point cut to my hair. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. And I have my Centrix. I love these shears. So these are my Centrix shears. They're my babies. I recommend using professional shears. Okay, so I take this, and because we pulled it right down, I'm not going to try and shift my hair out of the ponytail. I'm loosely just moving it so that I can reach my hair. And I'm going to fan this out a little bit so that it's not just one big hunk. And then I'm going to very deeply point cut into my hair. You can see like I'm pretty much straight up and down point cutting into my hair. And I just take and flick that away. I'm going to take and pull it over to this side just to make sure we get things even. Okay, and then once you have that, take your ponytail out. Give it a little shake, and then pull it forward. And here is where I check if it is even. And this is not how you would do it on a client. This is just how I do it to myself. So take your two front pieces and I bring them right down the center. And then I'll just make sure that these are the same length. It would be best to obviously do this on straight hair, but I've done this before. I kind of know what I'm doing, so it does work for me to do it on wavy hair. This side's just a little bit longer, so I'm going to trim it up just a little bit more. Just because I really like to check and over check. I'm just going to put it back in a ponytail. Do the same thing we did in the beginning. Pull it straight down. We haven't cut any layers in it, so it's gonna make it look blunt, But with that point cut, it's just gonna give it a bit of movement, and it's a little bit more forgiving, and you get more texture. And just like, even though you're looking for a blunt cut, you usually don't ever want to cut super blunt because it's just going to look, it's just not the look you're probably going for. Okay, so that is how I do a basic trim. And then every couple trims that I do on myself, I then will go into the salon and get one of my friends to just clean it all up, because sometimes when you're cutting on your own, it's not going to be perfection because you can't get your hands behind you. But this is how I get by in between salon appointments on my haircut.